Today's lesson is on creating nets, which are flat pictures of three-dimensional shapes. So we need to understand what a three-dimensional shape looks like. We've been working with those the last day or so. And we're going to try to learn how to take these shapes apart so we could lay them flat and look at what they may look like if they had a net that covered them just perfectly. Our question of the day is, how can you use a two-dimensional shape to represent a three-dimensional solid? Well, a net is a plane figure when, if you fold it, it gives you a solid figure. How do we draw a net for a solid figure? Well, it's a little bit tricky. When can you think of a time in your life where you might have had to fold a plane figure and create a solid figure? Okay, they probably have machines for that, don't they? Yeah. I bet they do. Have you ever folded something personally that has created a three-dimensional figure? Last year in math class, she said she did that. Okay, do you know that at the Pizza Ranch and at Dar's Pizza that their boxes start flat? Yeah, and they have to bend them and shape them so that they look like a pizza box to put our leftovers in or our takeout in.
Just like that Domino's commercial about that one guy who does the boxes really.
That's right. That's his job, right?
Yeah.
A box maker. Now, some people actually at Christmas time, instead of using their old shoe boxes like I do, they buy flat boxes that are pretty and all decorated, and they fold them up and they put Christmas presents in them so they don't have to wrap presents. Now, during the holidays, you and I probably have both used wrapping paper to cover a box. But when we do that, we tend to overlap paper. What if we had to cover a box with wrapping paper and we couldn't overlap anywhere? Now, that would be tough, wouldn't it? That's what making a net is. Perhaps you folded a box when wrapping a gift or when you bought donuts. It started out flat, like a plain figure, but ended up as a solid. Have you ever completely taken apart a cereal box? How many of you guys recycle at your house? So when you recycle, do you lay them flat, pull boxes apart and lay them flat? That's what we do because they take up less space. So I pull my cereal boxes apart until they're laying flat. So that's a net for that shape. To draw a net, you need to take apart the solid and open it to a plane figure. Now, there are always corners. They are drawing dotted lines to represent those corners. They encourage you to first label all the sides so you know which is which. Here's the top and the back, here's the right side and bottom, and so forth. If you label all your faces, then you won't forget which one is which. Now imagine making cuts along some of those edges and then opening it up. What might happen if you cut every dotted line? It would. You'd have all separate pieces. We need to keep them connected. Cutting the edges wouldn't work because we want them to stay attached to each other. So, I want you to take a look at this figure. If they folded that figure on the dotted lines, just folded them, what shape would it make? Sarah? A square pyramid, or we sometimes call those rectangular pyramids. Okay, I have to pause, guys. Okay, back to this. We mentioned sometimes we call this a square pyramid or a rectangular pyramid. How about this one? If we folded those on the dotted lines, what three-dimensional shape would occur? Will? A cube. Good work. Okay, now I want you to take a look at this. What solid figure could we make if we folded up that net? Look at your choices. Cole? A triangular prism, because look, there's only 3 of them. Yeah, that's all right. What solid figure? Oh, this is too easy. We kind of had this one already. Alan? A box is not a three-dimensional shape, actually. What do we call it, Aiden? What do we call those? Cubes. Yeah, we call them cubes. Next time, raise your hand, please. How about this one? That's an odd one. America? It is a cylinder. Caden? A rectangular pyramid. Rectangle is our base. It's going to all bend to one point, so a pyramid. How about this one? Aaron? A rectangular prism. Now, if you notice, all of these faces are rectangles. All of them. But they're different size rectangles, aren't they? That's right. Okay, so we are going to see if we can see a few. I know these might be hard to see. Number 6. What shape will that net make? Dathan? A cone. How about number 7? Shape number 7. Alexis? What kind of a pyramid? Good job. Its base will be a... What shape is this in the center? This shape right here in the middle? A triangle. So it's a triangular pyramid. All of these dotted lines will fold up and they'll all hit a point, one vertex. Do you know what number 9 is? That's a toughie. Nah, not hexagonal. Cole? Pentagonal what? Pentagonal pyramid. That's right. Pentagonal pyramid. Good work.